Long ago, Egypt was divided. It was two lands, Upper Egypt in the south, Lower Egypt in the north. Around 3100 BC, a mighty king emerged. His name was Nama. Nama wore a double crown. It symbolized the union of Upper and Lower Egypt. He founded the first dynasty. This marked the beginning of ancient Egyptian civilization. His reign ushered in an era of prosperity and stability.
The land of Egypt flourished under its unified rulers. The Nile River was the lifeline. It provided fertile land for agriculture. Egyptians developed a unique system of writing. They called it hieroglyphs. The Old Kingdom, around 2686 to 2181 BC, is known as the Age of the Pyramids. These monumental structures served as tombs for pharaohs. The Egyptians believed in life after death. They buried their rulers with treasures and provisions. The most famous pyramids were built during the 4th dynasty. These include the Great Pyramid of Giza, built for Pharaoh Khufu. The pyramids stand as a testament to the engineering prowess of the ancient Egyptians. They also reflect their complex religious beliefs. The pharaohs held absolute power. They were considered to be living gods. They ruled with the help of officials and scribes. Society was highly structured. People were ranked according to their occupations. After centuries of stability, the Old Kingdom collapsed. The central government weakened. Provincial governors asserted their independence. The first intermediate period, around 2181 to 2055 BC, was a time of political turmoil. Egypt was divided once again. Rival dynasties vied for control. The country experienced economic decline and social unrest. However, this period also witnessed a flowering of artistic expression. Literature flourished. New religious ideas emerged. Despite the challenges, the Egyptians maintained their cultural identity. Their beliefs in the afterlife and the power of the pharaohs remained strong. This would pave the way for reunification and a new era of prosperity. Around 2055 BC, Mentuhotep II reunited Egypt. He founded the Middle Kingdom, around 2055 to 1786 BC. This era marked a return to stability and centralized rule. The pharaohs of the Middle Kingdom expanded their borders. They built new temples and monuments. They also developed trade networks with other lands. The Middle Kingdom was a time of cultural achievements. Literature and art flourished. Pharaohs like Senusret III and Amenemhat III undertook ambitious building projects. They reclaimed land from the Fayum Depression. This expanded Egypt's agricultural output. However, the Middle Kingdom was not without its challenges. Internal strife and external threats weakened the central government. The Second Intermediate Period followed. This period would see the rise of a new power in Egypt, the Hyksos. Section 5. The Rise of the Hyksos. The Second Intermediate Period, around 1786 to 1550 BC, was an era of division. Foreign invaders, known as the Hyksos, conquered much of Egypt. They introduced the horse-drawn chariot. The Hyksos ruled part of Egypt for over a century. Native Egyptian rulers resisted and eventually drove them out. The Hyksos period had a profound impact on Egyptian society. Their expulsion paved the way for the rise of the New Kingdom. The New Kingdom, around 1550 to 1069 BC, is often considered the golden age of ancient Egypt. It was a time of unprecedented power and prosperity. Pharaohs like Ahmose I, Thutmose III and Ramesses II expanded Egypt's borders. They created an empire that stretched from modern-day Sudan to Syria.
We were not only great conquerors, but also prolific builders. We constructed magnificent temples and tombs throughout Egypt. Karnak and Luxor became important religious centers.
Section 7. From Thebes to the Nile. The reign of Tutankhamun, Akhenaten's son, is perhaps the most famous of all. Although he ruled for only a short time, his tomb was discovered in 1922 by Howard Carter. It contained a wealth of treasures, providing valuable insights into the life and death of a New Kingdom pharaoh.
I, Ramesses II, also known as Ramesses the Great, am considered to be the last great pharaoh of the New Kingdom. I ruled for 66 years and expanded Egypt's empire to its greatest extent. I built extensively throughout Egypt, including the temple complex at Abu Simbel.
Despite its power and prosperity, the New Kingdom eventually declined. Internal strife, economic problems, and invasions by foreign powers weakened the Egyptian state. By the end of the 11th century BC, the New Kingdom had come to an end. Section 8. Conquered lands. The late period, around 1069 to 332 BC, was a time of political instability and, foreign domination in Egypt. The country was ruled by a succession of foreign powers, including the Libyans, Nubians, Assyrians, and Persians. The Libyans, originally mercenaries in the Egyptian army, established a dynasty in the 22nd dynasty. The Nubians, from the south, ruled Egypt in the 25th dynasty. They were known for their piety and their efforts to revive traditional Egyptian culture. The Assyrians, from Mesopotamia, conquered Egypt in the 7th century BC. They sacked the city of Thebes, marking a turning point in Egyptian history. The Persians, under Cambyses II, conquered Egypt in 525 BC. They ruled Egypt for over a century, until Alexander the Great's conquest in 332 BC. Section 9. The Roman Era and the Rise of Christianity. Alexander the Great's conquest of Egypt in 332 BC marked the Ptolemaic period. Ptolemy I Soter established himself as ruler. The Ptolemies ruled Egypt for nearly 300 years. Alexandria became a center of learning and trade. In 30 BC, Egypt was conquered by the Roman Empire. It became a Roman province, ruled by a prefect. Section 10. New rulers. Arabs and Ottomans. The Roman Empire was divided in the 4th century AD. Egypt became part of the Byzantine Empire. In the 7th century AD, Arab Muslim armies conquered Egypt. They brought Islam, which quickly spread. Egypt became part of the Islamic Caliphate. Arabic replaced Greek and Coptic. Cairo, founded by the Fatimid Caliphate, became a key city in the Islamic world. Section 11. A modern nation emerges. In 1517, Egypt was conquered by the Ottoman Empire. It became an Ottoman province. The Ottomans controlled Egypt for nearly 4 centuries. Egypt remained an important center of trade. In the 19th century, Muhammad Ali Pasha modernized Egypt. He reformed the army, economy, and education. These reforms laid the groundwork for Egypt's modern nation-state. Section 12. Egypt today. Following independence, Egypt experienced political turmoil. Gamal Abdel Nasser came to power in a coup in 1952. He nationalized the Suez Canal, leading to the Suez Crisis. Nasser's successor, Anwar Sadat, signed a peace treaty with Israel in 1979. Sadat was assassinated in 1981. The Arab Spring uprisings in 2011 led to the overthrow of Hosni Mubarak. Despite challenges, Egypt remains culturally rich and historically significant. Its ancient monuments continue to attract millions of visitors each year.